I'm brown, which means that I have the worst possible genetics for bodybuilding, and yet I still built a 10 out of 10 physique. So when you follow the advice that I'm going to give you in this video, you will get to that point when you're stood in front of the mirror and you're hype as fuck seeing like your new physique, the new gains that you've just made in the last month. We're going to cover the 6 ways to build muscle faster, and if you don't know me already, my name is Hamza. I've gotten millions of guys like you to get onto self-improvement, make more gains in the gym, live better lives. And within 6 months from now, you'll be saying the same thing as everyone else. Hamza changed my life. The first tactic to make muscle so fast that it feels illegal is to train with a friend. In the last few years, I have well and truly exhausted my noob gains like years and years ago. But I've had 2 random spikes of gains in the last few years. And they were both in periods where I trained with a hype friend. I would wake up at like 5 a.m., work on my business for a few hours, eat a big pre-workout meal, and about 8:30, 9 a.m. every single day, my friend would be outside in his car. We'd get in with this like hype energy, you know, fist bumping each other, loud rap music. We've got pre-workout in the tubs. We've got energy drinks as well. And we're like basically encouraging each other to abuse caffeine. Oh no, take a bigger scoop. Don't stop being a pussy. Like we're mixing pre-workout in White Monster and stuff like that. It's like, it's fucking silly, but it was hype as fuck. We'd get to the gym, like rapping in the car and stuff, you know, just like being loud and roasting each other and stuff, get ready. And we'd hit the exact same exercises as each other with, of course, like the weight that we could lift because my friend's weak as fuck. And then we would just be like shouting at each other, oh, get 10 reps. No, fuck you. Like, you know, like push hard. Okay, no, let's get you to 100 kg this. Let's do this. You know, just hyping up, taking turns to like hit the exercise while the other person stands and watches you like a psychopath saying, no, like 10 reps on this or whatever. But also there was this, like a good gym partner is rare. I think you understand this. You've got to find the kind of guy that had the vibe that we did, which we had the accountability of being able to look at each other and say, no, 10 reps, this, whatever. But we also had like this, I don't know, this companionship, this brotherhood of like, it's also like quite heartfelt conversations as well, where we'd get into the gym, we'd speak about our personal lives, what was happening in business, in career, in studies, because my friend was in university or he was going to university. We'd talk about like relationships and stuff. Some days it's like we intuitively knew that we didn't actually want to talk much, which might sound crazy. Like we would go to the gym together and we'd have our earphones in and we wouldn't even say much to each other. We just like, without talking, we would know how to like symbolize like which exercise, how much weight do you want, you know, just like with earphones in. And other days we wouldn't have earphones in, we'd be loud, we'd take extra long rest breaks and we'd like talk to people and with each other and whatever. You've got to understand why it's so powerful to train with a hype friend. The single biggest thing that will make you gains is training hard and progressively overloading. That's the single biggest thing. Like that's literally how you make gains, is progressive overloading. One of the things you've got to remember is progressive overload is fucking hard. It's really fucking tough, right? When you're a beginner and your weight on squats goes up by like 5 kg every week because it's skill acquisition, okay, it's easy. But when you're years into training, it's really fucking difficult to push as hard as needed to actually like hit an extra rep or higher weight, especially if you're like on maintenance or cutting calories or whatever. But when you have a guy who's screaming in your face, who's telling you to take more caffeine and stuff, who's telling you push like this, you're gonna be more likely to actually give it your all. And I'm reminded of like random clips of like big bodybuilders that I see in my mind, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're always training with other people who are staring at them and, you know, spotting them. And I mean, the spot is a big part of this as well. It's not just that you're training with someone, but when you train with a friend, you can suddenly just do exercises that might be kind of uncomfortable or even a bit risky when you're training by yourself. Or, you know, if you, like, let's say with bench press, if you want to do heavy bench press or you want to do bench press to failure and you want to really push it, and you've got to go get a spot from someone random, it's not a big deal. It takes like 10 seconds for you to walk up to someone and say, hey, would you spot me? But if I'm honest, I don't know about you, I'm a pretty social, confident guy, but I have a bit of a resistance to go up and speak to a stranger still. I think most people do. There's a bit of a resistance to go speak to an absolute stranger and say, hey, can you spot me? Because also, one, it's like a social thing, but two, it's like they might be a fucking retard and they might like grab the bar or, you know, do some stupid shit. When you've got a consistent friend who knows how to spot, who knows your energy, who knows like, you know, how many reps you can usually hit and whatever, it's like the workout just feels so much safer, more enjoyable, more hype, and I 100% believe you will make more gains from this as well. And so you might say the exact same thing that I used to say, which is, oh no, but I don't like training with other people. I like training by myself. And this is so weird in gym culture. And I guarantee you're going to think like, what the fuck? I agreed with what he just said. I don't know why I just said that. Listen, so many people say this like, oh, I don't like training with anyone else, right? I used to say that a few years ago. And I had never really trained with anyone else. Like it blows my mind. Like if like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, someone asked me like, oh, you know, you should go train with a partner. Do you have a partner? I would have said like, no, I don't have like a training partner, but I like training by myself anyway. But I had never really trained with someone before. I don't know why in gym culture there's this thing of like lying and saying like, oh, I like training by myself. I don't like training with a partner. Because if you find a good partner, I'm telling you right now, like 100, like anyone who's watching this, I'm telling you, you would actually enjoy the workout more. You'd make more gains as well. I am telling you that's the case. But it's easy for you to say like, no, I like training by myself. The real thing, if you want to be honest, is oh, like I like training by myself because then I can save myself from the uncomfortable risk of putting my foot forward and trying to establish a relationship with someone who could reject me and it hurt. Don't fucking lie to yourself. You would love to have a hype gym partner. Don't lie. There might be some like crusty 37-year-old watching this and he's like, oh no, I actually really like, you know, just training by myself really fast. But if you're my age, if you're in your 20s or in your teens, I'm telling you for a fact, you will enjoy the workout more and you will make more gains. I want you to imagine you go to the gym. You know, sometimes you see those like groups of guys who are like laughing and they're hogging one of the machines and everyone kind of hates them, right? Well, guess what? They're having a better fucking workout than anyone else in the gym anyway. So we can be these little like, you know, like fucking like haters. Oh, those guys are laughing and they've been on that machine for too long, but they're having a sick workout and they're also making gains with their friends and they're also like, you know, socializing and whatever. Like, I'm telling you for a fact, just please believe me when I say this, you would actually like training with a partner too. Just the thing is, you've got to find the right guy. So at least, can you agree with me on that? Can you handshake me with this? Where like, if you found an awesome training partner, it would probably be better than training solo. It's just now we've got to make the mission. How do you actually find an awesome training partner? Because that's actually the hard part. And this is exactly what I would recommend for that. Be social with everyone at the gym, even girls. Like this is a side point. This is how you get like a gym girlfriend or something. You don't just go in and just be in your little isolated mood and, you know, not speak to anyone and just focus on yourself. I'm telling you, that's such a lie. This idea of like, yeah, I'm just focused. No, you're fucking not. I'm telling you, I've done both. There's times when I go in and I'm just focused on myself. And there's times when I go in and I'm focusing on other people, on socializing. Those workouts are always better. Like imagine which workout is going to be better for you. You go in, you're wearing like shitty clothes, you feel a little bit insecure, you've got your hoodie up, you know, oh yeah, loud music, no one's going to talk to me. You're looking at the cute girl and you try not to look at her, but you look a few times and those guys are laughing, you think they're laughing about you and you do your little weight, okay, decent workout, fine. Imagine the day where you go in and you train with a hype friend. You both look like fucking chads. You notice the girl smiling at you over there. Guy walks past you. You spoke to him before. You fist bump him. He asks you what you're training today. You say this. He gives you a compliment or something. I'm telling you, the sort of social gym chad personality that you can step into, you will make more gains and you'll enjoy it more as well. Don't do this modern day internet fucking autist dweller thing of like, oh yeah, I just stay in my dungeon and when I leave my dungeon, I've just got my earphones in and no one talks to me because I'm so focused on my lift. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if you're focused on the lift or not. You'll make more gains in more of a social mood where when you walk into the gym, you feel like it's your place. Again, think of those big bodybuilders. Think of the powerlifters. I'm telling you, all of them are walking into their gym socializing. Why? Because there's real like biological reasons for this. It will regulate your nervous system. It will lower your cortisol. And also, it's just this like extra psychological weird thing. When you walk in and you feel like the chad of your gym and there's a girl smiling at you, she comes up, you flirted with her before, and this guy comes up, this older guy who you've like spoke to before, he comes up, handshakes you and stuff. You're going to hit heavier weight for better, cleaner reps because it's just this sense of like accountability. There's like people looking. You feel like a fucking chad. Like imagine if you could hit bench press 100 kg for 8 reps and then like you go flirt with a girl for 2 minutes and then you come back. I guarantee you're getting 9, 10, fucking 12 reps after that. I guarantee you are. It's just a fucking fact. Every fucking guy knows this. And even this is the case for girls as well. A lot of people like to do this modern day internet shit. I don't want to speak to anyone else. I'm just focused on me. I personally think it's bullshit. Maybe it's just because so many people in my generation have just got this weird social anxiety because they're all fucking internet nerds or something. But the moment you like get away from these fucking screens and go stand outside in real life, you realize just how important human connection is. So how do you actually find the guy to train with? I say you should be the social gym Chad, where every time you go to the gym, you try and speak to as many people as possible. Give that guy a compliment, give that girl a compliment, spot that guy if he needs it. Fist bump, fist bump, fist bump. And then just naturally, you'll find the people who kind of gravitate towards you. You can just sense their energy is a bit more attractive towards you. You know, there'll be some people you speak to and they're in that autist mode where they're like looking at you a bit weird and they're kind of like you know, like zombie, like NPC eyes or whatever. But there'll be some other people you speak to and they're talking, they're asking you some questions, they're social, they're confident. That's the type of guy you just say the easiest question to. What time you training tomorrow? You want to join my workout? I'm going to do a chest day tomorrow. You want to join at like 11 a.m.? And I'm telling you right now, more often than not, that makes people's day. I'm being so honest, especially with guys, bro. You do not realize just how many guys are so down for that. When like the social gym Chad comes up to them, has a funny conversation with them and says, oh, do you want to join my lift tomorrow? Almost every single time I've ever asked someone, people are not just, you know, they don't just say, yeah, sure, whatever. They're actually so keen for it. And this was even before I became like a YouTuber or whatever. And this was even before I put on like a great amount of size. Everyone wants more friends, bro. It's just the case. And don't lie to yourself pretending you don't, because it's for your benefit. It'd be awesome to walk into the gym and there's all these guys you can train with and these guys that you have trained with. That's just one thing, which is like, you know, it's a bit of these like shallower relationships, which are still very important. But naturally, through the shallow little friendships that you get in there, the little fist bump with this girl and this and whatever, that's how you find the person that you want more depth with. You invite them to a workout, you see if they're good at like working out with you. And also, this sounds a bit weird, but you train them to be good training partners. You let them know what you like. Sounds weird, but it's like you can literally tell people what behavior of theirs you like, and when you do that, they'll be more likely to do it. I know it sounds like fucking weird to say that, but you can train people like dogs, honestly. Like, you know how like if you like a dog does something like, I don't know, sits down or some shit, you give it a treat and you're like, oh, good boy. You can do that to humans. I know this sounds so fucking weird and it sounds wrong, but for example, if like you hit a PR and the guy comes up to you, he's like, oh, yes, bro, and he gives you a fist bump, and you actually really appreciate that. You can tell him and be like, oh, by the way, you know, when you fist bumped me after the PR, I appreciated that. That was fucking sick. Always do that when I hit a PR for me, please, bro. It's sick. You can actually do that. You can tell people, like, oh, I really liked when you did this. You can say, oh, by the way, like, I didn't quite like when you did this thing, you know, when you started, like, touching me or something, I don't know. Like, you can tell people that and they'll literally listen. Like, most people will listen to what you say. So a good gym partner isn't just found, they are made. The second tactic to build so much muscle that it feels illegal is to understand that hypertrophy should be extremely painful. Hypertrophy basically just means like making gains. It should be extremely painful. Once I learned this lesson, I started making more gains in the gym. I'll see if my editor can find this kind of famous clip between Chris Bumstead, who's like this big bodybuilder, and David Lade, who's like this bodybuilder, but David has stayed like the same size for like fucking 5 or 10 years straight. And basically he's like one of those guys who just trains to look good or whatever. And he does a set and he kind of like just stops. And the big bodybuilder, Chris Bumstead, he looks over to him and he says like, oh, what was wrong? Like, was that weight too light for you? And the other guy goes, no, it's fine. He goes like, so why did you stop?
Too late?
That's about right.
Why'd you stop?
Because we have like all these other stats. I have to save my fuel.
That's not how working out works.
What?
You don't save your fuel.
But then you're just gonna be exhausted.
How are you gonna make any progress if you're not taking anything close to failure?
The lesson here was like, David wasn't training hard enough. He trained till mild discomfort. It's like a meme on like the internet these days. It's like, if you see someone with a shit physique, you say he trains till mild discomfort. Because I'm telling you the truth, once you understand this, you will make more gains. When you are training close to failure, it's really painful. Really painful. Like, you need a pretty high pain tolerance or just the mindset to push through. And all of us, here's an interesting point as well, all of us have different pain tolerances for each muscle. So for example, you can look at a guy's physique and know where he feels the most pain. For me, it's in my legs. That feels like excruciating pain compared to maybe like my arms or my chest or whatever, or especially my back, where there's still pain, it's still painful, but it's like kind of enjoyable at the same time. There's some muscles which are painful and enjoyable, and there's some muscles which are painful and just fucking excruciating, and there's no fucking like enjoyment in them. And guess what? basically every single time, they're the muscles that you are lacking in. Like, I guarantee you can perfectly correlate someone's deficiency in certain muscles with just the fact that that muscle for them just feels more painful when they get it close to failure. Like, you remember the first few workouts you did? Like, just remember when you first started the gym, remember the first workout routine you were on. For me, it was like in my garage back in my hometown. And, you know, you hit this set and it's extremely painful. You wake up the next day and you're like super, super sore. And every day you'd go to the gym, it was like actually really fucking tough to train hard enough. That's basically how it should still be, even when you've trained for years. It should relatively, like every set we do should be relatively difficult for our current capabilities. When you're a beginner and let's say you grab like, I don't know, your mother's pink dumbbells or some shit, you know, like the 2 kg dumbbells. Like, I started really weak, right? So you grab that, you can do like 10 reps, and you know, the last rep, you're like, oh, your form's breaking down a little bit, and you're pushing, whatever. It should kind of still be like that now. Like, obviously, you know, still maintain good technique, stay safe and stuff. But every set you do should be relatively fucking as hard for you right now as it kind of was when you were a beginner. It was excruciating to do a set to basically failure of like leg extension. It was excruciating. And guess what? It should still be like that right now. Remember, the biggest lesson of all with making gains is you've got to progressively overload. What that specifically means is that you have to basically push very hard to your current capabilities, because your current capabilities will keep getting higher and higher and higher every week, every month when you train and you get stronger and you eat clean and you sleep and whatever. So every workout you do needs to be really fucking tough if you want to make gains. There's something to be said about like specific other things, deload weeks and all that. Okay, sure. Just in general, just take this lesson. Every workout you do needs to be kind of like excruciatingly painful for you to actually make the gain from it. Of course, don't get injured. After training for a little while, you'll be able to differentiate between the good kind of pain and the bad kind of pain. Never lean into the bad kind of pain where your brain literally is telling you the message of like, oh, you might get injured. As soon as your brain kind of says that in its mind, don't fucking risk it. Change the exercise, change the weight, listen to your brain once you've trained long enough. But you will feel like this certain kind of good pain, which you know is right and it's safe. That's the one to lean into. That's the one to like get used to. And this is why the first tip I gave you was to train with a friend, because when you feel that pain, let's say we're doing like sets of 12 leg extension, when we get to the last few reps, it's very easy for us to just bitch out and maybe drop the weight, you know, like, and not do the eccentric and everything. Very easy. But when you've got a guy calling you out saying, no, that's not a fucking rep, do it again, bitch. Like, let it come down, like fight gravity on the way down. That's how you can progressively overload even when it hurts, is when you've got someone literally shouting at you, telling you what to do. As a quick disclaimer, pain and soreness doesn't actually correlate with gains. You can get super painful from doing some other exercise, whatever, you know, from like doing a 70 rep movement, whatever. You can get a massive burn from doing some high rep fucking boot camp shit, whatever. But just in general, this is just a mindset. Like, don't optimize for the pain. Don't, you know, randomly change your sets to like 70 reps or 100 reps, because then it's really painful. Keep your sets and reps and weights relatively the same. This is just a mindset that I want you to have. Like, you need to push past the pain, and particularly the mindset, the big one, like the specific one, is think about which muscles you're lacking in, and I guarantee it's because that's the muscle that you find it harder to push past the pain in. And that's what I teach in the Aesthetic Body course inside of Library of Adonis, which is where you get all these extra premium programs. Top link in the description. The third tactic to build muscle so fast it feels illegal is to abuse caffeine. So we've already established that your sets in the gym need to be pretty fucking painful, and that you need to be progressively overloading, training really hard, potentially training with a friend. One other thing that's going to help you to train really hard and to push that like last rep that you need to push is caffeine and pre-workout. The best workouts of my life, those ones that I told you about, like the 2 spikes of gains that I've had in the last few years, were both times where I had way more caffeine than I would usually still have. I would have like an energy drink which has like 120 or 180 milligrams of caffeine, and then pre-workout as well, which probably has like 180, 200 and something milligrams of caffeine and all the weird cancer ingredients. This is probably cancer maxing, and it's like shortened my lifespan by like 6 months. But honestly, it was fun, and it was like the highlight of my year was like these training sessions. So you don't have to, you know, have the cancer ingredients in the pre-workout, energy drinks, whatever, but that's just like what I quite enjoy. I'm a guy who like, look, I'm on self-improvement. I don't smoke. I drink a couple times a year maximum. I don't stay up late. I don't eat like bad food most of the time. I optimize so much shit that this has been one of those things which like I actually let myself enjoy, like, you know, the pre-workout little cancer fucking flavors or whatever. Because for me, it's like that, I very much see it as a boost to my performance, and nothing quite hits like a energy drink and a pre-workout scoop. Even like tons of coffee, caffeine, and those kinds of things, for me, they're nice, but it's when I specifically have like all these weird ingredients that my workout is just so much better, like way better. Like when you take the right amount of caffeine for you, you'll find that you can breeze past your usual PRs, and you can really fucking squeeze out those last reps way more. Usually where you'd kind of stop and you'd be like, yeah, that's fine. When you've got like 400 milligrams of caffeine inside of you, you can really fucking push past it. Now, of course, look, you can die from having too much caffeine. It's usually a lot more than what you'd be taking. It might be like 1 to 2 grams, like 1,200 milligrams. So don't be a fucking idiot. When I say abuse caffeine, it's in the sense of like, I usually might have like 80 milligrams of caffeine a day, like a coffee or something. But for these workouts, I was having maybe more like 200, 300, 400. That's it. That's still like a fairly safe amount. Of course, you can just die from random shit. You could die from like having 400 milligrams. I don't know. I assume you could. But it's like, don't be stupid in the sense of like having 5 scoops of pre-workout and that's a gram of caffeine in one sitting or something. Don't be stupid. When I say abuse caffeine, it's just a funny phrase that I use of like, oh yeah, I've got an energy drink and also like a pre-workout little scoop thing as well. So if this is your biggest priority in life, like making gains, going to the gym, if this is the biggest thing in life, you really, really enjoy it, you want to optimize for it, then honestly, I'd say to you, bro, I would understand if you wanted to do the same thing and you wanted to get those energy drinks and the pre-workout and everything. If your biggest thing is more like health maxing and you just want to be the healthy guy and whatever, then okay, it doesn't make sense for you to have like all the weird cancer ingredients, and you might just want to take just like espresso or something. I've got a few friends who are like that, and they'll just drink like a little espresso before their workout. If I'm honest, I feel fucking nothing from just having like one coffee or anything. So I'll drink coffee for fun, basically, like, you know, when I'm with my friends, whatever, before work, just for fun of it. But I don't really feel it unless it's like fucking 5 coffees or 10 coffees or that type of shit. I have a naturally quite high tolerance, even when I like, it's weird, this is a separate point, but I've never had like withdrawals from anything. I can take coffee every single day, 2-3 coffees, multiple coffees, pre-workout, whatever, and then stop the next day. Never had withdrawals for any drugs ever in my life. I don't know why, it's just I seem to be lucky like that. But I've also had very high tolerance for every kind of drug and substance in my life as well. So this is just a disclaimer that I'm telling you that, number 1, maybe don't take the same dosing schedule as me, and number 2, you can think of some ideas of what to get me for my birthday. Yeah, bro, got you this baggy, bro. So don't be an idiot. Don't fucking have like 5 scoops of pre-workout, even 3 scoops of pre-workout. Don't do anything crazy. But bro, if you wanted to fucking double scoop your pre-workout, I would understand. You're probably gonna get cancer, but it's kind of worth it.
I want to be like Hamza. I'm not Jeffrey.
The 4th tactic for making muscles so fast that it feels illegal is to go to sleep within a 5-minute window 7 nights a week. There was a study I heard about recently which was so cool. It turns out that how long you sleep, so you know when doctors say like, oh, you need 7 to 9 hours a day, that's actually less important than how consistent you sleep. And most people, even, you know, like healthy kind of gym people, they sleep really inconsistently, because you could imagine, let's say if your bedtime's like 10 p.m., you could be honest and say there's probably a couple of nights where you're actually up till 11, 11:20, 11:45. You know, you're working, you're up late, you couldn't sleep, whatever. And there's probably a night where you go to sleep pretty early, like 9:30 or something. That window is way, way, way too big that your sleep quality is way worse just because of the fact of this inconsistency. So this study I read, it was from someone, his name's Matthew Walker. He's like a sleep expert, and he mentioned it on a podcast. He basically said that like a 1 to 2 hour sleep window was like really bad for your health and for your sleep. So basically, if your bedtime's 10 and you stay up till 11, that's actually really bad for you. And that's fucking insane, because that's like, bro, if like you stay up late and you watch like a long YouTube video or a podcast or something, or like a TV show, or you're speaking to some friends, or maybe you ate a little bit late that night so you can't sleep so well right now, that's it. And that's really, really, really bad for you. So the ideal sleep window is a maximum of 15 minutes. So imagine if your bedtime's 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week, every day of the fucking month, you do not even see 10:16 on your phone. Basically 10:15, you are in bed every single day of the month. 9:45 earliest. That like 15-minute window period. That's pretty fucking intense. Imagine for an entire month, if your bedtime's 10 p.m., you are not outside of your bed past 10:15 for a single day of the month. I heard this earlier this year, and I wasn't really weightlifting then, so I know it's slightly different about muscle, whatever, but it's relative. I was doing kickboxing. I had a kickboxing fight coming up. So I heard this and I thought, oh, that sounds cool. It's like I've always wanted to improve my sleep more, but I didn't know like what other things I could try. So I set an alarm every day, not for my wake up time, but for my bedtime. And I had this strict, sacred schedule that at 7 p.m. I would turn like everything off and I would light candles. So my room was like really dark, and it was kind of this significant thing of like, oh, you're in a dark room, you're getting sleepier. I'd put on like the blue light glasses, I'd brush my teeth, get ready for bed. And then I'd stay up for about 1.5 hours. I'd just kind of like watch TV, or I'd read, or I'd journal, whatever. You know, I was like winding down. I stopped working at this time, stopped checking my phone. And at 8:20 every single day, I had this alarm on my phone that would go off. And the moment it would go off, no matter what I was doing, even it was like a sacred thing that I had, which was like, even if I was mid-sentence in journaling, I wouldn't finish it. Even if like a TV show was just about to end, I wouldn't finish it. I'd turn everything off right away, stand up, blow out the candles, put my little Invisalign retainer things in, and then get into bed. And every single day, I promise you, for about 3 months straight, I got into bed within like a 5-minute window from 8:20. Now, was there some days where I didn't sleep so well? Yeah, of course. There were some days where I got into bed and I wasn't very sleepy, but I just said to myself, no. As long as you turn the lights off and you're in bed at that time, you've done all you could. And it's been the best sleep of my entire life. And here's the best thing, the best part about all this, right? This is not anecdotal. This is not just me saying, oh, it feels nice. I've tracked my sleep with the Aura Ring for 5 years straight. This is the best sleep I've ever tracked on that device, like with data as well. And I promise you, I've changed nothing else with like my sleeping pattern or anything like that. I just went to bed at the same time every single night, constantly. And I need you to think about like, bro, like there's girls who want to fuck. Like imagine there's girls who literally wanted to suck my dick past that time, and I literally said no. That's like the level that I want you to be at, where it's like, no, listen, this shit means a lot to me. If you want to go on a date, if you want to hang out with your friends or anything like that, you do that shit earlier. Your sleep is fucking sacred. You sleep like a professional. You know how professionals in their job, they're never late. They show up on time. They do the fucking reps and everything. Sleep like a professional. You don't show up late to your job when you're a professional. You show up early. You get ready. You like the intention is there to prepare hand. You sleep like a professional, not like an amateur. The reason, of course, why this helps you in this topic of building muscle is because sleep is when you produce testosterone. It's when your testosterone like peaks at the highest. And I think sleep is also when like the sort of muscle breakdown recovery thing happens as well. It's your recovery. It's basic, bro. You will notice the difference. Now, like I said to you before, when I improved my sleep, I wasn't weightlifting at the time. This was like earlier this year when I was like leading up to a kickboxing fight. But I promise you, this is so true. I instantly felt a performance in my kickboxing. It was literally, I swear to God, within a few days of doing this, it's like I got about a 50% skill increase in kickboxing, literally like just then, and it stayed for months as well. It was insane of just how much my performance spiked straight away with the new level of sleep, because my sleep went up by probably about in 45 minutes, 1 hour of actual sleep tracked. You know how you're in bed for 9 hours and you actually track like 7 hours of sleep, whatever. My actual sleep went up by an average of like 45, 50 minutes, I think, which is pretty significant, right? And I swear, genuinely, my performance in kickboxing skyrocketed as soon as I implemented this. If I have like this kickboxing channel, I don't post there anymore, but maybe if you watched that a little while ago, I was vlogging daily, and you could literally see the exact moments when I started to do this tactic, because out of nowhere, my skill just improved like crazy, and people were commenting saying, holy shit, like I haven't watched for a few days, and his skill looks way better than usual. And this is important, especially, like I said, if this is your biggest priority in life. Because when I was younger, especially, you know, before I had like a business and everything, I always used to think to myself that I just wanted to make gains as fast as possible. I'd go to the gym, I'd track my calories, but I used to sit around thinking like, is there nothing else I could do to make gains? I bet you've had the same thought. You've been like sitting around thinking like, is there anything else I could do to like make more gains? Like, what else can I just do? Like, I could, I don't know, do some fucking stretching, but that's gay as fuck. I don't want to stretch. Like, what else? I track my calories already. I go to the gym already. Could I do like 2 workouts now? That's just crazy. There's nothing else you can do to make gains faster. This is the thing. So understand this. You know how much intention and discipline you've put into your training to show up and do the sets and how much you push. You know how much intention and discipline you've put into your diet to track it, to know you've researched your diet, okay, 1 gram of protein, whatever you've done. Like you act like a professional in those areas because you really care about making gains. I'm telling you, the next thing is for you to act like a professional in your sleep, because you literally think the same things as me, which is like, oh, I wish I could make more gains in this area. I don't want to have to wait like fucking 3 years to build the physique that I want. What else can I do to make more gains? It's this. I'm telling you, it is this. But this means you need to change your life a little bit. This means 7 days a week, every fucking day of the month, you go to bed within a 5-minute window every single day, bro. Fuck your social events. Fuck the girl who wants to see you. You fit all them in earlier, or you put the middle finger up and say, no, this is my fucking priority. This is the goal that's like dictating the fulfillment of my life right now. You find that, stop being a fucking retard, bro. Find the way to mix in everything you want to do. See the girl, like go on a date earlier in the day. See your friends earlier in the day. Stop eating dinner at like fucking 7 p.m. like ridiculous. I eat dinner at like 3, 4 p.m. because I now want to sleep like a professional, and I want to have a big gap between eating and dinner time, and I like turn off all the lights beforehand and stuff. It's just like, bro, act like a fucking professional, right? You really care about this, so act like it. Sleep is the thing where I can see if you're really about this life or you're just being a fucking bitch, because there's so many guys who are like, yeah, you know what, gains and lifting is the biggest thing, it's so cool, I'm serious about this, or they say this with business, and then when I see how they sleep, I'm like, this is the reason why you're fucking poor. This is the reason why you've still got the weird skinny fat physique a few years into training, because you're not as serious as you think you are. You just like, you like to put the music in and watch the Instagram reels. But if you're really serious about this life, be serious about sleeping as well, and we'll see how disciplined you actually are. The 5th tactic to build more muscle that it feels illegal is to eat more meat. So we all know the recommendation with protein, which is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I don't know why this is the case, and all of the science nerds are going to disagree with this, but you will make more gains when you eat more meat, even if you go above your protein intake for the day. I don't know why it is. I don't know if this science can explain it. I'm just telling you anecdotally what I see in myself and with people that I'll train with and people on the internet. When you eat more meat and your protein goes up to 250 grams a day, 300 grams a day, and you know for a fact, wait, that's wasteful, right? Like every study has ever, like, you know, okay, sure. All the science nerds are like, yeah, but the studies say, yeah, sure. If you try it for a month, I guarantee you'll make more gains. Just shut the fuck up about the study. You are the study, motherfucker. You are the study. If you haven't done the experiment yourself, you shut the fuck up about it. Because Jeff Nippard said, fuck you. Shut the fuck up. You are the experiment. You try it for 1 month. Go eat a fuck ton of meat. Go eat a kilogram of meat per day. Your protein will go up above 200 grams, which is more than the 1 gram per whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Try it, and I guarantee you will notice that you've made way more gains that month. I guarantee it. Don't fucking sit here and in the comments some dickhead will be here, oh, but actually Hamza's wrong because all the studies. Listen, I'm specifically telling you, no study agrees with me. You are the study. Give it a try yourself and see what happens. Just for 4 weeks, eat a kilogram of meat per day. Your protein will probably touch about 300 grams per day, which sounds crazy. But again, you know that all the bullshit with like, oh, but it's bad for your kidneys. You know that was all like psyoping from the seed oil fucking sugar nutritionists, okay? We don't listen to those fat motherfuckers. They can't even do like 3 burpees. I'm telling you yourself, just give it a try for a few weeks, and for some reason you're going to be speaking like me, and you'll be like, what the fuck, it actually does. You'll be telling people like, bro, like you got to eat more meat, and they'll be looking at you like, no, but the studies say, and you'll be like, oh, Hamza was right. Everyone's a fucking nerd these days. It doesn't matter what some fucking study says, and most of these studies are funded by dickheads who are like fucking bribed by other companies, and they're all like just trying to get their own fucking paper published or whatever. It doesn't matter. Studies are for faggots, basically. Stop looking at fucking studies. You do your own experiments and notice when you make more gains. And I'm telling you, if you eat more meat, not just protein, like scooping whey doesn't do the same thing. Eating like a fucking caveman, fucking steaks and beef patties and like chicken and liver and all this shit. Like you know those TikToks you've seen with the wooden chopping board. I'm telling you right now, when you eat like that, you will make more gains. Even if the macros are all fucked up, even if you've got more protein, I'm telling you, just fucking try it for a few weeks and you'll be speaking in the same way as me, and you'll be like, holy shit, like no one believes me because all the fucking studies disagree with this. But for some reason, it just works. There's 2 things that I want you to eat for this. There's meat, specifically red meat, so basically beef, and also eggs as well. Turns out that these are like the official superfoods for humans All of the psyoping that we've been through those pasty fucking dickhead nutritionists who told us that meat is bad for us, eggs is bad for us, cholesterol and whatever. Now your ignorant fucking parents won't let you have more than 2 eggs per day. Turns out all of that was a fucking lie, and all those fucking dickheads, those professionals in the lab coats and stuff, they're all actually apologizing for it now. Go search FDA, is like the Food and Drug Administration, whatever. Search FDA space eggs on Google. Search FDA eggs on Google. They, for the longest time, convinced everyone that eggs were unhealthy, and now with so much fucking scrutiny, they've had to accept that they were fucking lying all this time. Eggs are basically some of the healthiest things you could, probably the healthiest food, single food that you could possibly eat. And then it's red meat. I'm telling you, you eat more of these, you will make more gains. Fuck the macros, fuck thinking about calories, just eat more of them. If possible, tell your parents you want to eat more meat, you want more protein, you like going to the gym, you're hungry, whatever. Tell them you want more meat, more eggs. If you've got non-ignorant parents, awesome. If you've got ignorant parents who've been brainwashed with this idea that meat and eggs are unhealthy for you, the advice that I give when guys ask me is like, bro, grow a pair of balls and just make it yourself. And when your parents walk into the kitchen and they see you that you're having more than your fucking daily 2 egg allowance, don't try and argue with them, because usually with parents who are ignorant, trying to educate them doesn't work. Just look at them, shrug your shoulders like a little retard and say, oh, sorry, I was hungry. That's it. They'll look at, oh, well, if you were hungry, you should have, sorry. Okay, I'll ask you next time. Then tomorrow do the same thing. Just act like a fucking, sorry, I was really hungry, really sorry. That's it. With certain parents, the ones who are like so ignorant that they think if you have more than 2 eggs a day, or if you have fucking protein, you'll die or some shit. You can't try and educate them, because they have this weird ego where like they heard something years ago and it's like, yep, this is the truth forever, forever and ever and ever, and that's it. Nothing can be changed now. Even if they see the same fucking nutritionist now disagree with the advice that they pushed to everyone. That's a separate point, but yeah. Just fucking don't trust anyone in this professional nutrition kind of space. Literally 100 years ago, they convinced everyone that sugar was healthy. 75 years ago, they convinced everyone that cigarettes were healthy. Fuck these fucking professionals, bro. I'm telling you, all these fucking nerds, they can't do like fucking 3 burpees. You know, like the doctor that your mother goes to see and he says, oh, your cholesterol's too high, so you need to take this medication. That fat motherfucker who's got a degree, so he's more credible than I am. He can't do 5 fucking burpees. I am the fucking pinnacle of health. I'm a 27-year-old, high testosterone, ambitious young man. My cardiovascular age is like 20 years old, 7 years younger than I actually am. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm the pinnacle of fucking health, but these fucking guys with their degrees will disagree with me, and all the fucking NPCs of the world will listen to them, but they can't even do 5 fucking burpees, and the advice they give when you wait 3 years will turn out to be wrong and wrong and wrong. I'm telling you right now, mark my fucking words. You know those wooden chopping board, like those conspiracy theories guys? I'm telling you right now, they're always right about basically everything. It's just that you only hear it 2 to 3 years later. They'll all say some shit like, oh yeah, like don't wear shoes and go walk in the grass barefoot and get like a little bit of bird poop on your foot, and it sounds crazy. Then 3 years later, all the doctors are like, oh well, actually it makes sense. And it's like they're all these fucking based conspiracy theorists are like, yeah, like take your pants off and get like sunlight directly on your testicles and don't wear sunscreen. And then years later, it's like the scientists are like, yeah, sorry guys, we lied to you. Sunscreen actually causes cancer and the sun doesn't. Oh, that's crazy. It turns out that the sun that we've had direct contact with for all of fucking humanity is actually healthy for us. Whoa. And it turns out that eggs and meat and foods that every fucking ancestor of our entire bloodline have ate are actually normal human foods. Whoa. That's crazy. Listen to the fucking weird conspiracy theorists, the tinfoil hat motherfuckers. I'm telling you, maybe this sounds, some motherfuckers are watching this thinking, yep, I know exactly what Hamza means, and he's 100% right with this. Those like conspiracy theorist type of guys are 100% right. I wouldn't say 100, maybe they're wrong about something. To date, I've not seen them be wrong about anything. They just are right about shit constantly because they just live like happy, healthy, natural human beings. I live in Bali, there's tons of them here, and whatever I see them do, I'm copying it because I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers know, bro. It's like, oh yeah, like he's walking around barefoot. Okay, he's wearing this thing. It's like, I'm telling you, that is the right way to live, and it's the right way to eat. The 6th tactic to build muscle so fast that it feels illegal is to do the 2-hour sauna strategy. So I learned this from a podcast from Andrew Huberman. Sauna is, you know, the little room you go into, you sweat, it's all hot, and apparently like heat is like pretty healthy for you, whatever. But the 2-hour strategy is interesting. Imagine this. 2 hours in the sauna. There's a protocol that you can follow that apparently 6 15 X's your human growth hormone, HGH. That's like the hormone which I'm not so scientific, but from what I understand, it will help you recover better. So basically, if you do this tactic, you'll be able to recover better, which means you'll be able to make better gains. And this is, from what I remember, how to do this exact strategy. You're going to do 4 sets of 30 minutes in the sauna. So you go in for 30 minutes and survive for 30 minutes straight. That's pretty tough, by the way. 30 minutes, like I'm amazing in the heat. Basically almost every friend I go in with has to leave before I do. And 30 minutes for me is still pushing it, right? So make sure you take cold water with you. And another tactic is, I would suggest taking like a cold towel, like put the towel in cold water and put it over your balls, so your balls aren't like heating up too much. That's like an extra like sperm tactic, healthy thing that I learned from one of those conspiracy theorist motherfuckers. Go in, 30 minutes, time it on your phone, time it on your watch, whatever, 30 minutes. And then once the 30 minutes is done, leave the sauna and basically take like a 5-minute break. Don't go in the ice bath or anything like that. You can shower off a little bit and just kind of like stand around 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then do 30 minutes again, then go out, 5-minute, 10-minute break, then 30 minutes again, out, 30 minutes again. 4 times, 30 minutes, 2 hours in the sauna. The total time you might be in that sort of area in the gym might be like 3 hours or something, including like the rest breaks and going to the toilet, whatever. It's tough. It's like an active discipline, just like, sleeping right and training. But this apparently has one of the biggest human growth hormones, like research, that I've possibly ever seen. That's fucking insane, right? So imagine you can literally 10x or even 16x your human growth hormone. That's what the study, or at least what Andrew Huberman said, that you could get from this protocol. But what was interesting about this was, this is a one-time thing to do once a week, which of course you're not going to do it more than that because it's fucking 2-3 hours long. It takes time, whatever. But if you go into the sauna through the week, it kind of diminishes the gains from this, because the gains from this come from, I assume, the kind of shock to your system of this one kind of like weird day to your nervous system. If you go into the sauna every day, you'll also get some of this human growth hormone sort of benefit of the recovery sauna benefit, whatever, but it won't be as good as this thing. So this is what I would recommend. If you're someone who goes to the sauna every day, for example, like that might seem weird to you, like, wait, sauna, who the fuck saunas? If you go to like nice gyms, often a lot of them have saunas. Like in Bali, the culture here is 100%. Basically every gym here will have sauna, ice bath, whatever. And it's just like, it becomes like a social hotspot. It's almost like a social club, basically, because you hang around, you talk to people, and you can spend hours in the gym instead of just doing your 1-hour workout and going home. If you go to a bit of a shitty gym, then this is going to seem crazy to you because you're like, wait, who the fuck, like saunas and ice bath inside of the gym? But if you have a bit of a better gym, then you can do this. Or if you don't have the sauna in your gym, you could maybe just go find one, and it'll be like $10 for the entry or something. And it's well worth it, because look, if you've got to pay extra for this type of stuff, just as a side point, like, bro, invest into this. This is probably one of the biggest, most important things in your life, like your fitness journey. Get into the culture, bro. If that means buying better gym clothes, if that means signing up to the gym, which has the sauna and the ice bath, and like, my gym here is like pretty expensive. It's like £160, maybe like $200 a month. But it's nice. It's like a hotspot. You spend 4 hours a day there. Like, I'll train for an hour and I'll sit around for hours, sauna, ice bath, swimming pool, restaurant and stuff. You end up talking to people. Basically, every friend I meet is in this gym. Every time like someone recognizes me from YouTube, it's here in this gym. I go to Nirvana in Bali, if you want to search it, Nirvana. It's one of the biggest gyms here, so I go there. I'm there like every single day, and it's fucking awesome. It's like I well recommend getting a gym which has the sauna, because even if you're poor right now, one, get your fucking money up and stop being a fucking embarrassment to your families, first of all. And second, if you're gonna spend money on anything, let it be on this journey that means a lot to you. So get a gym that's got a sauna or a separate little health club, whatever that you go to. Once a week, do this tactic, and you'll find that you'll just recover better during the week. And also, as a side benefit, sauna is actually the best thing that you can do to get rid of microplastics that are already inside of your system. So I spoke to this doctor, Dr. Anthony J. He's like a researcher for like estrogenics, basically like things that fuck up the male hormone. And what he found was microplastics are some of the worst. That we have like plastics all around us, and we ingest quite a lot of them, like little bits, tiny little bits of like invisible bits of plastic. And that actually fucks up our estrogen. It gives guys like, you know, the gyno, titties, infertility, that kind of stuff. It lowers your testosterone. And all of us, by the way, have this inside of us. All of us have plastics inside of us. Like, as in, I'm not exaggerating, like 100% of human beings have microplastics inside of them. That means that literally 100%, without a doubt, of the people watching this, you going to the sauna will be good for you, because not only will you get this human growth hormone thing, you will literally get rid of the thing that is reducing testosterone that is inside of you, that apparently is excreted with sweat. So this is awesome. What I would recommend is, if you already go to the gym, to the sauna, and you like going every day for 20 minutes, like that's what I personally like, is like I do my gym workout, then I go to the sauna for 20 minutes, then I go home. If you like that, then just stick with that, because you're going to get a bit of a human growth hormone recovery benefit from that. But if you're someone who doesn't really go to the sauna already, or if you're someone who just wants to maximize this recovery thing, I would suggest doing this 2-hour sauna strategy, because apparently it will 10, 15, 16x your human growth hormone, which then will let you recover more, which then will let you make gains faster. Just once a week. Click and watch this video to learn more. Goodbye. Pasty motherfuckers, bro.
Oh, I like the way you said it's like,
Yo, fuck you.
hey, it's actually good for you. What we eat for so many times.
Oh, fuck you.
No, the one you said like, oh, sun has always been there. It's actually good for you.
Oh.